Bitcoin is literally moments away from hitting $100,000. It has been a wild month with Bitcoin up over 41% in November. It feels like a long distant memory by now, but Bitcoin opened the month at $70,000. And as insane as this sounds, this move was expected. If you go back through my videos, you will see that I've been talking about this happening all year long. In my data-backed crypto investments for 2024, I spoke about it. In my Bitcoin buy and hold strategy video, I spoke about it. And even in my last video, yes, 3 months ago, I know. But in that video, we spoke about the hash ribbon indicator buy signal that's never been wrong. And even though we've had a little setback this time around, we are now officially back in the green and up over 45% from when that signal flashed. So when you take into account the buy signal, the Bitcoin halving cycle, the presidential election, and that Q4 is Bitcoin's most bullish quarter historically, it sets up for the perfect storm. So today we will be doing a Bitcoin price analysis. We're going to check where we are in the Bitcoin halving cycle and answer the question that everybody is asking: when to sell your Bitcoin. Trust me guys, you do not want to be left holding the bag when the music stops, because the music will stop. Just like it did in 2022, in 2018, and in every other 4-year cycle that has ever existed. But lucky for us, history gives us a clue more or less when that happens. So let's jump right into it. All right, so first off, there's been a lot of news lately. The SEC chair, Gary Gensler, is officially resigning. After 4 years of chaos, the crypto community can finally look forward to clearer guidelines and a more supportive environment for innovation. With his resignation effective January 20th, 2025, this change alone could pave the way for the US to become a global leader in the crypto industry. There were rumors leading up to this, which is why we've seen XRP up over 190% over the last 3 weeks. This is the highest price that XRP has seen since back in 2021 when it peaked. This change means that XRP will likely finally go back to its previous all-time high that it hit all the way back in January of 2018, guys. This all-time high was $3.35. I think that it's not only realistic that we're going to hit this previous all-time high, but I can see the price of XRP going beyond $5 during this bull run. Do not miss the train on this, guys. In other news, Trump's crypto council is going to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. This initiative alone reflects a significant shift towards embracing cryptocurrency at the national level. This is going to be massive in 2025, guys, and it's going to play a huge role in why Bitcoin continues its rally up to around $150,000 to potentially $200,000 next year. So let's go ahead and take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Starting with the 1-week chart, you can see that we had this massive breakout, and this came directly after forming this massive bull flag. Remember, a bull flag is a continuation pattern. So now to figure out our target from this breakout, what we have to do is measure the last move up, which was from around here all the way to the top right here. Now we simply grab this measurement and we put it right where the breakout happened, which is right about here, $68,000. Now we have a target here based on this pattern. And that target is way up here at $121,000. I made a post on this about a week or two ago, and Bitcoin's price is basically going straight to that target at this point. The only thing left to do is to break above $100,000. Now, a question I've been getting is, will Bitcoin's price get rejected at $100,000 and drop back down to maybe 90, 80,000? Will we see a struggle there at 100,000, or will we just see a breakout right through $100,000 straight up here to this target? Now, honestly, both of those scenarios are possible, but I found this interesting post today that shows exactly how Bitcoin's price reacted at massive psychological levels. The first time it hit $1, it struggled before finally breaking through. However, the first time we hit $10, it literally sliced right through. The first time Bitcoin hit $100, again, just sliced right through. When we got to $1,000, Bitcoin struggled for a bit there, as you can see. And then finally at $10,000, once again, a direct continuation, Bitcoin just went right through it. So we've seen similar psychological resistance levels before in Bitcoin's history. And 3 out of the 5 times that we saw this scenario, Bitcoin went right through. So based on history, Bitcoin has about a 60% probability to just have a direct continuation versus about a 40% probability to struggle at $100,000. Now, one thing to note is that every time that we did break above one of these massive psychological barriers, price did eventually come back and retest that level. You can see it happened here, and it happened here at 10K as well. So it's definitely possible that we break right through it and come right back and retest that area a few times before eventually continuing with the rally. All right, the next thing that we're looking at is exactly where in the Bitcoin halving cycle are we right now. So if you've been following me, I've been talking about this Bitcoin halving cycle literally all year long. Look at this post from March 8th that I posted in the Discord, breaking down all the different cycles. This is where we were at the time in that pre-halving rally. And I also covered it on Instagram. So if you've been following me on there, I broke it down there as well. So as a recap, the Bitcoin halving cycle is a 4-year cycle that can be broken down into 5 phases. The pre-halving accumulation phase, the pre-halving rally, the pre-halving pullback, the post-halving accumulation, and the post-halving rally, which is the final phase in the Bitcoin halving cycle. This is the phase that we're currently in right now. In 2016, this phase lasted 378 days till December of 2017. And in 2020, it lasted for 385 days, which was November of 2021. So the question becomes, will history repeat? So far, that answer is yes, because everything has literally been exactly like the previous 4-year cycles. So if this continues, it makes it very, very easy for us to answer the question that everybody has. When to sell your Bitcoin? Should they sell their Bitcoin at $100,000? Or should they sell it at $200,000? Or will Bitcoin get to $1 million? So in order to answer that question, we need to revisit history. Now, the thing with history is that it was a very different time. Bitcoin was at a very different price, and the amount of money that was in Bitcoin was significantly different. The returns that we got back in 2020 were less than the returns that we got back in 2016, for example. And the returns that we got back in 2016 was less than the returns that we got back in 2012. So if the returns are always different, how can we try to predict where is the best price to sell our Bitcoin? And the answer is actually kind of simple. We just gotta look at the time. Because the one thing that all of these halvings have in common is time. So in 2020, from the day of the Bitcoin halving till the time of Bitcoin's price peaking, it took about 546 days or about 18 months. In 2016, from the day of the Bitcoin halving and the time where Bitcoin's price peaked, it took about 525 days. So about a 20-day difference. So if we put the two together, that gives us an average time of about 535 days. So if we bring this out to about 535, let's see, pretty much it looks like October of 2025 would likely be our best chance to sell Bitcoin. So to answer your question at what price to sell your Bitcoin is, don't focus too much on exact prices, focus more on the time. Based on the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle, based on all the historical data, and you can see that the trend has continued during this cycle, it tells us that we should be looking to sell our Bitcoin potentially in October of 2025. At what price will Bitcoin be during that time? That I can't tell you. But I can tell you that we should at that point be at least reevaluating our positions and whether or not we should be selling. And as a bonus, let's talk about when's the best time to buy crypto during the bear market. And we're gonna figure this out by doing the same exact thing, not based on a price. The last bear market lasted about 364 days. The bear market after that, again, about 364 days. So if this happens again, 364 days in October of 2026 is when we will be looking to buy back into Bitcoin and other cryptos. So the good news here is that you're not too late. I know that it may seem like you are, but history tells us that you still have time to get in. But depending on your goals, Bitcoin might not be the best option for you to buy right now. Let's be realistic. As much as we love to 10x our money in Bitcoin, those days are over. So what you need to do is make sure that you're focusing your money on cryptos other than Bitcoin to get the best bang for your buck. But which crypto should you be buying then? And that's exactly what I break down in this video, where I ranked the top cryptos into tiers based on which I think will have the biggest return during this bull run. So click the video on the screen right now to make sure that you're buying the best cryptos to make you the most money during the bull run. I'll see you guys there.